Panasonic game shots. China with no subs for this second half. U.S. again with just that one, that change in the nets that was pre-planned. U.S. in the white tops going left to right. Chinese national team in the all red. And a little premature kickoff.
False start.
Julie Foudy's first words joining us in the booth. Julie Foudy, Eric Winalda, surrounded by a couple of 11s. I'm Rob Stone. Alan Hopkins down on the field. We're underway here in the second half. Carlos Bocanegra's clearance blocked. And they'll stay with the U.S. And there's a look at Casey Keller. Nobody, goalkeeper-wise, has won more wins as a U.S. keeper than Casey Keller. 51 wins. What's really amazing for me, 46 of those have been by shutout.
There's been some big ones. I mean, the bad news for Casey is some of the bigger games in World Cups. He's been really unfortunate to be on the back end of some pretty bad games. But for the most part, he has always been a stalwart in the nets. The
other bad news for Casey Keller, he will be 40 years of age at World Cup 2010. Not that there's anything wrong with the 4-0, but it's tough to compete at a high level when you've been around for 4 decades.
But if you're going to compete at any position, goalkeeper's a good one at 4-0.
Agreed.
If you're going to compete at the goalkeeping position, here's a little news advice for the kids. Go bald, because that'll give you a real good shot at it. The U.S. has always done a great job, I think, of creating, of producing goalkeepers. My opinion on that is the only position we can't screw up.
Coaching-wise.
Coaching-wise. I mean, I think you know what position it is, and we've done a great job of figuring out that position.
Spector with that play. Throw-in will stay with the States. As take a look at some of the young, fresh faces getting set to start warming up a little bit. Kamani Hill there on the right, a native of Berkeley, California. Dempsey steps in to settle that long throw-in. Bradley, a strong two-footed tackle, and a legal one at that. Failhaber seeing Beasley. Does he have the speed? Well read by Chen. Quickly outlets it to Zhang Shuai as we take a look at our stat track. China with the edge in shots, and they're looking for more. Dong Fong Zhou tripped up there. Bocanegra the foul, free kick for China.
This is how they got their goal last time. Same kind of scenario. Hard part for Casey Keller is he hasn't got to look at anything yet. If this were normally would have been Tim Howard, he'd already seen a few of those and got a good look at what they were doing in front of his net. But this is his first look at this.
U.S. holding a very aggressive line, too. I like that.
11th U.S. foul. Played short and square. Sliding Dempsey blocks up that effort. Rather, that was Failhaber. Bornstein. Ooh. Dempsey on the break. Has Razov on the left. Ante on the left pad. Strikes one. Mishandled by the keeper, Chen. Still in play, and finally rolls out.
Well, Razov didn't waste any time. He probably could have taken another touch, but great strike on goal.
Spector will send this one in. Razov onside, lays it off. Beasley.
I apologize if I'm repeating what you guys went over first half, because I didn't have a. Here's the last one. I didn't have a headset on, and this is a great counterattack. And this is what I love about the three front for the United States, is you got numbers quickly. It's not just one hanging high. You got two, you got three. Razov doing a good job of trying to put it on the net.
They interchange too. I think you're right, Julie. I think the fact that there's always two options on either side of them as well.
Yeah, and they've been so mobile. I noticed that in between rocking Izzy to sleep in the first half, of how they were just all over the place. Dempsey on the right, Dempsey on the left, Beasley on the left, Beasley on the right. So nice to see the change from Coach Bradley to a 4-3-3 this game.
When we go down pitch side, Alan Hopkins, and what did Bob Bradley tell you in the technical area?
Well, he was very, very upbeat coming out of the locker room, obviously with a 2-1 lead. He felt like the team had a good start, Rob, but too deep at the end in terms of where they're playing is trying to push them further into their own half. He felt like the formation change from a 4-3-3 to the 4-4-2 really helped give Benny Feilhaber some cover in the midfield as he was beginning not to be able to do the running. But overall, Bob was very happy with the result so far, and he's very much looking for the team to continue. One other note, I think this might be a match for Charlie Charlie Davies. When you consider the speed that the game is being played at, he might be able to come in his first international debut and make some things happen. Rob, Eric, Julie?
Well, there is Charlie Davies. Nice look at the young man who spent 3 years at Boston College. Was runner-up in the Mac Herman Trophy Award, which is the college soccer equivalent of the Heisman last year, and left after his junior year in Chestnut Hill and went to Sweden. And seeing some first-team action as his team is in season right now, similar to the MLS schedule. Bornstein, Beasley.
Speaking of Sweden, I was talking to John Doyle at halftime. Formerly played for the Clash and the Earthquakes.
And the national team.
Spent a lot of time on this field. I was curious as to what he said about the way the Chinese defenders were playing. He just felt like that, kind of what we've been saying. When they stay flat like that, they give these defenders for the U.S. too much time on the ball and that ability to put the ball over the top. They're asking for trouble.
And this is trouble. Xiao Jai, little 1v1 work. Make-up speed there by Bornstein to poke it away. He'll give up the corner kick, but was able to end that effort from Xiao. Third corner of the game upcoming for China. Large Asian community here in the Bay Area. That's why so many of these U.S.-China games have been played here. And be it San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. A great crowd here at Spartan Stadium. Casey Keller staring down this corner kick. Soon Shung will strike it.
Bringing everybody back. All the white shirts in the 18.
Low service flicked on, and Question will clean it up at the top of the box, looking for some options. Plays that one well behind Dempsey, who circles back. Dempsey was thinking about uncorking one to Beasley, who had started to make his run. Spector again looking for Beasley. And again, poor service by the U.S. team, a problem in their last game versus Guatemala. We've seen it rear its ugly head a few times tonight as well.
Yeah, but when it works, it's paid off. I mean, there's the two great little passes in behind, one particularly with Beasley getting the penalty kick. It's very clear. That's the way the Chinese are going to address this game with the short confines of the field. They're going to try and invite the Americans to try and make that pass. Doesn't work every time.
Nice outlet from Bocanegra to find Question. Here's Dempsey. A quick little cut to his left. It's stood up by a series of red jerseys. Bradley slides to win this one. Tried to spring Razov with a sliding tackle slash pass. I wouldn't say things are getting chippy right now, but they're certainly
just congested.
Getting physical, and yeah, congestion's a good word.
And look where both teams are setting their defensive line. They've only got about 20 yards of play. So besides the fact that it's a really small field to begin with, both are staying so compact, which makes your time on the ball just minimal.
There's Lee getting it out wide and intended for Wang Dong.
Yeah, you'll do this in practice all the time. You'll just kind of draw people in and then hit that long pass. The U.S. has just got to spring at the right time. But dribbling, I think it looks good sometimes when you see someone like Beasley, or maybe I think Dempsey more often than not doing all those moves. But if they push him right into trouble, that plays right into the Chinese hand. Playing quickly will beat him.
Take a look at the substitutions that are available for Bob Bradley in this game. A lot of youth outside of our friend Jesse Marsh, number 15, who's represented his country only one other time. Jesse Marsh and Bob Bradley go way back, all the way back to Princeton University. Decent build up here for China. This is Dong Fang Zhou, 22-year-old, plays for Manchester United, getting rid of it. Beasley about to get doubled.
Average age on the field right now, 24 and a half, just over that.
For the United States national team.
For the United States, that's amazing. And a perfect game to get the youngsters in there where they can get some confidence. And what I was impressed with first half is you see players like Sasha Klestjian in his first cap, and he's walking around out there with a little swagger, which is nice.
Beasley looking for Dempsey. Back to Chen. Looks a nice little ball, actually. There's a look at Sasha Kleshin, second-year player from Seton Hall University, was one of the finalists for MLS Rookie of the Year honors last year when Bob Bradley was his coach. An excellent spin and trying to loft that one on side, and very intelligent play from Carlos Bocanegra, heading it back to his keeper, allowing Casey Keller to handle it with his gloves. Keller rolls one out to Spector.
Keller's got some choppy ground in front of him. If you look at that goal mouth, Chin has got to be very happy to be on the other side of the field now.
Really got chewed up in practice yesterday. Before both teams hit it, the field was in impeccable shape, but that one goal box spot where Keller's standing right now, offside flag up, really got chewed up yesterday. Razov again offside. Matej Razov, 5th offside of the game for the U.S. Razov with 4 goals this year for Chivas USA, tied for 4th most in the league. Again, 106 career MLS goals for the former UCLA Bruin. This one stays in bounds. Bocanegra losing his footing. Bornstein helps him out of a jam. Another corner again for China, who's winning the corner kick battle. Their 4th of the game. And again, it'll be Soon Shung to send this one in as Casey Keller aligns his troops.
That's one great thing about Casey Keller is he's really good at talking to his defenders, recognizing the other team's strengths in a hurry.
Lofted, looking for Wang. Let's turn to Major League Soccer now for the Sierra Mist goal of the week, and it comes from the left peg of Toronto FC captain Jim Brennan. Boom! 30-plus yard free kick. Glass beats the Columbus wall, finds the upper corner, tied the game at 2. That's how it ended. And that's your Sierra Mist goal of the week, and what a great story Toronto has been in Major League Soccer this year. I cannot wait to see them in action. I think we have a game, Eric, in October. I'll bring my thermal underwear, but I'm still fired up to see them.
I'm just glad we're safe from upstairs.
When you go there. That's a pretty nice goal. How many of those did you score? You probably knocked in quite a few like that, huh?
Nothing like that. You kidding me? Left foot from that far out? I was definitely looking to pass.
I don't even think I ever could dream one up like that with my left foot. With my bike stand.
Question. On his left, looking for Beasley, not enough on it.
A little bit of a misread there from Beasley and Bornstein. The timing of those runs is the most important part.
That's Chu Bo, number 7, set to come on for China. Played for China in their only World Cup appearance in 2002. Spector finds question for Bradley. Beasley wanting it, asking for it. And they just get it.
You see the white shirts just kind of moving their way over there. You know, actually, it's a bad time to sub. In that far corner, it's just not a real good place to let those guys have enough time to just box them into the corner.
Wang Peng comes off, and there's Chu Bo at a month-long stint in EPL with the Tottenham Hotspurs post that 2002 World Cup. Unable to attain that work permit. Blackburn Rovers also interested, so another high-level talent coming from China. And well, China's good at a lot of things. One of them is producing people. 1.3 billion people live in China, and that's why we call them a sleeping giant of soccer. At some point, the odds have got to start rolling in your favor that you're going to get a loaded national soccer team.
Just so congested. Great job by Michael Bradley to get it out of there. So they're just boxing it up. Chinese defenders are just trying to force them backwards and make them play in those little tough spots in the middle because it's so hard to get it through them. Tough game for Michael.
You're not saying it's a bad game, you're just saying it's a challenging game.
That's a tough game for anybody. When it gets this congested in the middle, you try and get around and find those little spots to play. I think Dempsey's definitely starting to show some frustration with it. Every time he's been isolated, he's had 1 or 2, 3 guys looking at him as opposed to just getting that one-on-one battle he likes so much.
Well, this is one of the things that Bob Bradley said to me yesterday, that this camp for the European players is really a chance to get some of the rust off. They've had some time off from their European seasons ending, and the idea was to scrape some of that rust off, get them sanded up, get them fine-tuned for the Gold Cup, which again starts on Thursday for the U.S. Men's National Team at the Home Depot Center versus Guatemala. 2 nights later, they take on Trinidad Tobago. Then they head to Foxborough for their final game of their group in the Gold Cup, and there's their first 3 opponents: Guatemala, Trinidad Tobago, El Salvador. They're probably going to have to go through all 3 of those teams at some point or some way, shape, or form during World Cup qualification, which is not too far away.
Well, and the way China's playing defense right now with a condensed forward line and a stepped-up back line, everything's so tight. It's a good practice run against Guatemala. They're going to play a similar style, so not to get frustrated, to try and deal with it and solve it. Learn some good lessons from this game.
Danny.
Spector. Spector's had a few problems today figuring out the tight dimensions of this field. His defense has been solid, but the distribution's been a little spotty here and there.
Well, he's the wrong guy to make that pass. I mean, it's that simple. I think that when you play that position, there are times that you have a tendency to want to look forward and find the pass. How many times have we seen it with Frankie Hayduke? He's not the best with the delivery. He's great at his job. He'll lock you out of a game defensively, but the delivery isn't always there. Got to give it to the guys who can make that final pass like that. A little bit behind Beasley with Feilhaber, but they're going to smile that one away.
Thursday night, our Major League Soccer matchup features the Colorado Rapids taking on the Houston Dynamo, your defending MLS champs. MLS Primetime Thursdays presented by Adidas on ESPN2, ESPN2 HD, and ESPN 360 live, 9 p.m. Eastern. For more information, log on to soccernet.com. U.S. looks like they're set for their second substitution, and Charlie Davies appears to be getting closer and closer to his first U.S. international appearance.
The other thing I'd like to see from the United States is China's really only playing one forward really high, is having their outside backs get a little more aggressive about getting forward. Their midfield as well. Taking some risks, getting numbers forward.
Well, look at them converge on that. I mean, the logic is really to try and cough something up and get going on the other way.
Dong sends that one well out of the reach of any player in a red jersey. Dong Fong Zhou, playing with Manchester United. Spent a lot of time in Belgium trying to get his work permit in the 05-06 season. Led the Belgian league with 18 goals, playing for Royal Antwerp. And Belgium, for now, seems to be the professional destination of Gucci Onyewu, who's on the ball right now. For now, he had a stint with Newcastle this season. They decided not to make that a full-time deal. Be interesting to see where he ends up. Dempsey has Beasley. Didn't quite see him, and that one too soft for Question. But he gets another crack at it. Dempsey gets it back. Clint!
I mean, that's just terrific soccer. I mean, it's few and far between today for Clint Dempsey. Getting frustrated at times, but the ability that this kid has to take these little pockets and make something out of a very tight little pass, using Razov essentially as a wall, get himself in a good spot. The finish wasn't there. He did everything right, though. Great save by the goalkeeper.
That was a very good save. I was going to say, Dempsey got a little bit unlucky with that one. But a great sequence through the midfield, too, in that tight space right before that. So
he likes that little spot. I mean, he scored his goal against Liverpool. essentially from the same spot he scored against Ghana. It looks like we might get a change. Here comes the last words for Davies as he's getting ready.
Well, we were talking about Dempsey in tight spots. Well, we saw it this year versus Liverpool. A little give and goal down the right side, gets it back, one touches it in, and that goal pretty much ensured that Fulham would stay up next season in the EPL. And
that's a money goal.
Yeah, that alone is worth his salary, plus.
Well, it's his salary. I think it's about
What were the estimates?
20-fold there.
Isn't it like 40 million it was worth, that goal? In TV rights?
It's a good return.
It's a nice bonus.
And his Fulham teammate, Carlos Bocanegra, wearing the armband today. In fact, Bocanegra, 5 goals last year for Fulham, was #2 on the team in scoring behind the other American on Fulham, Brian McBride. And a great moment now for young Charlie Davies. His first international appearance. A native of Manchester, New Hampshire. And this is ironic. He played versus the United States this year, January 31st at the Home Depot Center, when in a scrimmage, the U.S. took on his Swedish club team, Hammarby, and he started and played the first 45 minutes. And here is the speedy Charlie Davies. This kid has awesome physical tools. Sometimes he just needs to learn to slow down or take it out of
Take a breath.
Take it out of 10th gear and drop it into 9th once in a while. This one flighted in on Yewu. Demanding and commanding win on that one. Davies, touch got away from him and he got bumped off.
There's the strength of Onyewu there. Smart not to foul. Very smart not to foul.
Zheng Bin, 28-year-older, about to make his 29th international appearance. Coming off will be Dong Fong Jo, the Manchester United product.
Dong Fong Jo didn't really have the best game. You know, I think the U.S. did a pretty good job of locking him up, making sure he didn't really get in positions where he could be dangerous. Should be very happy with that.
Again, China, 2 wins, 2 losses this year. Under head coach Zhu Guanhu, they are 6-10-6 since he took over in March 2005. We mentioned that there's some heat on him after losing to Thailand in May for the first time in 17 years. Well, consider some heat in March on him when his car was attacked while he left the Chinese Super League match. Athletics, such an important part of the culture in China, and feel like it represents their country and where they are. And soccer, such a massive sport in that country, that success is almost mandatory for the fans and really for the government as well at times. Spector lobs one in. Davies snap header, trying to get it to Dempsey. Davies' offside flag is up. There's a look at Charlie Davies. Grew up in the Boston area, playing for the Boston Bolts Club. Was close to signing with famed side Ajax, but they decided to hold off, and Hammarby of Sweden slid in, signing to a 4-year deal. Again, they are in season right now, and Davies' numbers, 8 games into the season, he's played 7 times, no goals. And that headshot, a little bit outdated. That's how he looked in his college days.
It's like Henrik Larsson to me.
Yeah, he had to clean up his act a little bit when he got to Sweden. They don't roll that way. But Davies, some great numbers in college. He's a first-team All-American this year, was the ACC Offensive Player of the Year. School records for points with 36 and goals with 15 last year. Offside flag is up. First offside of the game for China. The U.S. has been offside 6 times this evening. ESPN's presentation of U.S. soccer is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. And Sierra Mist. It's that refreshing.
I miss this stadium.
So do I. I'm glad you said it. I'm not allowed to bring that up. But this is a terrific place to play.
It is. It's such a great day. It's like, I have such good memories here.
And there's some serious talk about professional soccer coming back to San Jose. Offside flag up on Beasley. In fact, as we take a look at the confines here at Spartan Stadium, there is some serious talk again about San Jose possibly having an MLS team as soon as next year. And there may also be a tie-in to the new Women's Professional Soccer League as well here in the Bay Area. Great history of soccer. In fact, the owner of the Oakland A's has said he wants a stadium here. They're looking at a parcel of land, about a 100-acre site right near San Jose Airport. Spoke with Mark Abbott of Major League Soccer yesterday. Said the next few weeks they're going to have a fairly serious conversation with Leo Wolf, the owner of the Oakland A's, who has the rights for an MLS team here. And
that should be a short conversation. You going to do this or not?
Yeah, well, we're talking timeline and thoughts on a stadium. The stadium won't be ready, a brand new stadium, for the 2008 season. He has 8 locations in mind. Spartan Stadium is not one of them. Chance here for China to equalize. Xiao, side netting.
A little bit selfish there. Once he got into a pretty good spot, could have probably throw that in front of the goal. A couple of missed tackles by the U.S. Good job, but just throw that in front of the net maybe. Not without the angle, you're going to beat Casey Keller. Still somebody coming on that back post as well if it would have slipped through there.
U.S. defense looks a little tired there, though. Step off.
Looks like the U.S. set to make another sub, and another young man will make his first international appearance. Berkeley, California native Kamani Hill. Right there, set to come on as well. If Hill does come on, he'll be the 3rd player tonight to earn their first international appearance for Bob Bradley. Good look at the young man of Hawaiian and Trinidad and Tobago descent.
I was on the plane with Sasha Question's parents coming up. They were so adorable. He's getting his first cap. Oh, the excitement of that first cap.
Can you even remember that far back?
No. That was in the 1800s, I think.
Here's Beasley. Oh, what a ball! Dempsey, can he finish? No. Chang, another big-time stop on Dempsey.
That wasn't what he was trying to do. He just didn't catch that. This is just what quick soccer will beat you with. I mean, as this ball gets wide, this first-time pass is everything. Great placement. That's just what he just didn't catch it. That's 2 good looks for Dempsey.
Trying to get that one to Davies. Offside flag up quickly there on Dempsey.
And the Chinese continue to play this dangerous game. Let's see if the substitutes can do anything with it.
Frank Simic on the right. Kamani Hill on the left. Great moment for young Kamani Hill. Question's first international appearance is done. Jonathan Spector's evening done as well. There's Kamani Hill. Played 2 years at UCLA, did Hill. Was suspended due to an academic issue at UCLA, so he went to Germany to go on trial, just to kind of stay in shape. Trained with Wolfsburg late last year, and during that week they said, hey, we like you enough to sign you to a contract, so now he's a pro. Beasley earns a corner kick for the United States.
DeMarcus Beasley looks like the player of old right now, I mean, in a good way.
I thought he looked good when he was with Man City, too. It's good to see his confidence back.
He's been through a tough little go there. I think it's, you know, it's not always the best news when your employer says, we like you, kid, but we're not going to ask you back. It puts a little bit of more of a reason to get up in the morning and start working hard at what you do.
This will be the 2nd corner of the game for the United States, and a lot of big horses in the box.
That spot back here. Gotta sneak somebody in.
That's where it is, Dempsey! Finally, Dempsey finds net.
He likes that spot, man. That's his spot. Everybody has one. It's a great ball in from Benny Feilhaber. How about the marking there? I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, watch everybody just lose each other. Little push, he gets away with it, but you can't leave him there like that. Got to jump with him. You know, I've talked about this earlier today. 8 out of the starting 11 were over 6 feet tall for the Americans. I'm just sick and tired of watching a game of the national anthem in a World Cup and having the camera to pan down to get to the U.S. players.
Dempsey, his 7th goal coming in the 75th minute. Feilhaber now with a goal and an assist tonight.
That's got to be an encouraging sign for Coach Bradley to see all his young players doing so well. The breadth of talent you have coming through the ranks at U.S. Soccer.
Let's see how he gets open here. It's a great ball because that's something that a goalkeeper just can't get off his line. Look at him on his heels there. He never had a chance.
And Dempsey didn't even give that much of a push. I can't even give him that much credit for that.
Well, I mean, when I circled that back post, they literally had nothing there. They had nothing there. They had no cover. And I think they just misjudged Dempsey's ability to get open on that play. You got to have cover. Just nobody there. Once everybody kind of filtered their way towards the ball, it was the one guy that figured out the back post was the place to be.
They try to drop a back heel in for Beasley right there. Ornstein, reigning MLS Rookie of the Year. That one intercepted. Feilhaber. He decided to change the pronunciation of his last name on us about 10 minutes before this one kicked off, so we appreciate that, Benny. And saying Feilhaber in my sleep for the last couple of weeks, and all of a sudden it's Feilhaber. And there's Feilhaber almost breaking that one.
Depends on where you are, you know. I mean,
that's right.
You're in Germany, it's Haber. A bunch of things.
How dare him make us pronounce his name right?
These players can be so selfish sometimes.
You got lucky, Foudy. I mean, you can't screw that up.
Foodie, what are you talking about? Judy Foodie.
Davies trying to post up his man, bounces over him. He was definitely tugged from behind, and well, I think China has realized already, even though Davies hasn't flashed it yet, that this kid is quick and don't let him loose.
Hold on to that jersey.
That's a little worry. I mean, those guys know that they're going to be beat on speed.
U.S. outscoring their opponents 11-3 so far this year. 7 different players have found net. Can Davies make it an 8th player?
Looks nervous to me. Looks very nervous. That first touch isn't really there. That's to be expected, though. I mean, this is a tough place to make your first appearance for the national team.
Over 20,000 in attendance tonight here at Spartan Stadium in San Jose. Free kick now for the U.S. Nice situation for the States to go up 4-1 here. Here's the U.S. rookie, Charlie Davies.
A tough spot for the goalkeeper. I mean, he's looking right into the sun here. That's going to come out of the shadows. And I mean, we've already seen him on that last one stay in his line. I don't know if that pole's going to help you. It'll be an in-swinger. Let's see what he's looking at. Very tough spot for a goalkeeper. Let's see if he ends up taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
And that is the sun.
That's a tough look.
That Shendong is eyeballing. Beasley sends it in. Nice bend. Onyewu! Oh, yeah!
We were talking a little bit about how difficult it is to be in the goalkeeper's shoes. Chen was trying to get a look at this. He needs a hat right about now, but that first step forward, second step back, there's no way he can come out for that. Great ball, great delivery. Watch a snap header from Onyewu. You got 2 guys looking for a job anywhere with a goal today.
His agent's phone is now ringing. Onyewu, his 2nd international goal. More subs coming on for the U.S. if they have bulged this lead to 4-1 with 2 goals in 4 minutes, both on headers. One from Dempsey, one from Onyewu. Fail Haber leaves the field with a goal and assist. His parents are standing up. Couldn't be prouder. Onto the field, the veteran, Jesse Marsh, his second international appearance. 5 years and 5 months after he made his first appearance, November 11th, 2001 versus South Korea. And a huge hand now for DeMarcus Beasley as well. Coming onto the field, Lee Win, his first international appearance in the 80th minute.
You know what's kind of cool right now is Jesse Marsh is playing right next to Michael Bradley, who he's known and pretty much mentored since he was 4 years old. We already mentioned that Jesse Marsh played for Bob Bradley at Princeton.
Played for Bob Bradley at Princeton. Played for Bob Bradley at DC when Bob was an assistant. Played for Bob at Chicago when he was head coach. Played for Bob at Chivas USA when Bob was head coach. And now a very fitting second cap for Jesse Marsh. And my friend Scott Garlick recently retired from Major League Soccer. He's got a smile on his face right now as he knows what I'm about to say. He was cracking to me this week. He said, when you see Jesse Marsh, you make sure you ask him who his roommate is this week. Ask him, are you rooming with your dad or are you rooming with your younger brother? So I went up to Jesse, said it to him at practice yesterday. He just got this grin on his face, started poking me in the chest saying, who said that? Who made you say that? First guess? Scott Garlick. He got it right. Jesse Marsh, a class guy, and one day you were going to see him on a bench as a national team assistant coach or a head coach or an MLS head coach. This guy has got an awesome soccer brain and is going to stay in this game.
There's a big reason why I think Michael Bradley became such a good player. They've just always been around each other. It's a long time. Michael Bradley's almost 20, and Jesse Marsh has known him since he was 4.
If you can't find Jesse Marsh, best place to look would be the nearest coffee pot or Starbucks. I remember, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, he took a knock in the head and was kind of some concussion syndrome type stuff, and he couldn't drink coffee. And for days he was complaining to his wife about his headaches, and you know, boy, this thing really hit hard. And then he realized he's just having coffee withdrawal. So he had to go back to the Java. Head was fine.
So a little special hello to Kim, who's pregnant. She's expecting in a couple months now.
Monty Hill closing this one down as a Simic. This ball slides through. Simic is there, is Onyewu. Very soft foul called there. Pretty much every foul has been earned and deserved tonight. That's the daintiest one we've seen this evening. Zhao Shuer will take this one for China.
Oh dear. He wants that one back.
Just a little bit. Well, one of the assistants today is Mike Sorber. You see him working his right ear. Little audio device there. The U.S. coaching staff doing some testing today. The #1 head coach is Peter Novak. There he is in the blue jersey on the left side of your screen, and he's working with some walkie-talkie type communication, translating what he sees from up above. Yeah, we got a code red over there on the back line.
Red dog, red dog.
We got a hot one, fire. Talking and communicating down onto the bench to Mike Sorber, and that information then gets relayed on to Bob Bradley. It's something you're seeing more and more.
It's like the Secret Service under the wrist.
Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever sat next to Peter Novak,
He was
been in a
born for
game
that
with him,
job.
he'll talk your ear off. I think that's a smart move to put him up there and find a filter.
Have to change the batteries at halftime. 4-1 U.S. here in the 84th minute. Your goal scorers for Peter Novak's U.S. men's national team: DeMarcus Beasley, Benny Failhaber, Clint Dempsey, and Iguchi Onyewu. Simic to throw in. And there's your list of goal scorers tonight. It's a nice win and some good momentum for the U.S. as they approach the Gold Cup. Lee Win showing his skills by another man. Finally tripped up. Lee Win, a wonderful young talent, just 20 years of age, playing for PSV Eindhoven. Dempsey fakes the shot, tried to slide one in for Wynn. Wynn left.
This is like American Idol in the midfield. It's like they just keep coming. All these youngsters. You know, that's such the difference between the men's and the women's game. You know, you can find, I mean, the Dynamite story where he's on the pup team and all of a sudden he makes it to the national team. You just don't see that happening in the women's game. I love it.
Dempsey. Davies in pursuit, bumps his man off the ball. And Dempsey whistled for a foul on a shoulder. Looks like he actually took one to the face.
Trying to sneak around there. Not so bad.
Dempsey with the U.S.'s 3rd goal tonight, his 7th of his international career. Davies blocks that one. Onyewu heads it in his direction. Here's Marsh.
That's the theme of the game. Jesse's got to put him behind.
Bornstein breaking down the left side. Can he avoid his defender? Instead, he fouls Ding Try. Speaking of the U.S. women's national team, Julie, they make their 2007 debut on ESPN2 Saturday, June 23rd, 5 p.m. Eastern. It's a good one as they take on fellow World Cup bound country Brazil, a rematch of the 04 Olympic gold game. Abby Wambach, Christine Lilly, the rest of the U.S. side getting ready for September's 2007 Women's World Cup in China. Charlie Davies in the box.
Unlucky there. Not a good look. You see that the gliding speed he has.
Let's see what China does about their back post on this corner.
Great crowd today. It's always fun to play here. Well, when you're winning.
3rd quarter of the game for the United States.
Still no one on their back post, Eric.
Lee Wynn will take it. He is one of 4 players to earn their first international appearance tonight for the U.S.
What happens sometimes when all the big boys go up, sometimes you forget it back there. That's a better job of marking by the Chinese. Much better.
Well, 3 of the 4 U.S. goals coming on set pieces, so China needs to work on its marking a little bit better. It's good to see they got a little bit better in this on this set piece.
Anye was an imposing guy, though. I mean, even Bocanegra, both of these guys can get in there in those little spots and just so deceivingly good in the air.
Bocanegra with a step up. He'll get a win in his first game, being captain for the U.S. national team. 5 games into this 2007 campaign for the U.S., Bob Bradley has utilized 4 different captains. Monty Hill with the poke away. Bornstein trying to dribble it out, gets it back to Hill, back to Bornstein. Those 2 former UCLA players hooking up. 5 UCLA Bruins made an appearance tonight.
Jorge Salcedo will be happy to hear you say that.
Jorge Salcedo, the former MLS player and now the current head coach of UCLA. Zhao Shuer set to come off and coming on Du Wenhui.
Making their 5th change, People's Republic of China substitution in the 89th minute.
Feilhaber,
Leading the game,
rather Bornstein. Feilhaber on the bench right now with a goal and assist. Here's Dempsey still dancing. Win. Good challenge off him last. There's Lee Wynn. 1 year at the University of Indiana, then left, joined PSV Eindhoven. He was teammates with DeMarcus Beasley for a while. Offside flag there. 2nd offside of the game for China. There's Lee Win. Both his parents are 100% Vietnamese, but he was born here in the States, again raised in the Dallas, Texas area. He's the first Vietnamese player to get into a major First Division European League game. And that was big news in Vietnam. Two minutes of stoppage time will be added on to this one. The U.S. in a commanding position on top 4-1. Thursday night, they're in action in L.A. at the Home Depot Center as they open up defense of their Gold Cup title versus Guatemala. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific is kickoff for that one. China is not done here in the United States. Thursday night, they're in Salt Lake to take on Real Salt Lake, and then Sunday, they're in Denver, the new Dick's Sporting Goods Park, to take on the Colorado Rapids. Offside flag. Casey Keller really hasn't had much to worry about tonight.
U.S. in the games I've seen this year are doing such a good job of holding their back line. Their 2 center backs, be it Bocanegra, Jimmy Conrad is in there. Really compact, making it difficult for other opposing teams to get any space.
Coming up next here on ESPN2 Baseball Tonight. Davies, little burst of speed, still has it. Little step over, and still in pursuit.
He just wasn't going to give up on that play.
Good stick-to-itiveness. It's not a bad little step over there by Davies. He almost got free on that one. Less than a minute left in this one.
Play a short one, why not?
Win. Looking for an assist. The header just off target by Bocanegra. Dempsey was also lurking.
A great little ball in there, though. Find that seam. Outside of the right, a little chipper.
The defenders wait all day for that. They have that one chance to get in there. Just a little bit out of his reach. Almost got it.
And that's all she wrote from San Jose. The U.S. remains unbeaten in 2007 with their 4th win in 5 games. Clint Dempsey, a goal. Charlie Davies strong off the bench. Packed house here in San Jose. Sees the U.S. turn it on late in the second half with 2 goals to put this one in the books as they win it 4-1. When we return, one of the best goals you'll see. The U.S. wins it 4-1. They go to 4-0-1 in 2007. We'll wrap it up after this. As the U.S. heads off into the sunset and to the locker room, Sasha Kljestan in the red, white, and blue celebrating a 4-1 win. The dominating goal tonight from the big man, Oguchi Onyewu.
I'll tell you just cannot let the big man free in the box. He'll show you how big and strong he is. Finds the corner, puts this one on ice for the Americans. Great performance tonight from Bob Bradley's crew.
Onyewu, 6'4", 210, his 2nd international goal. That made it 4-1 U.S. Jesse Marsh on the right, earning his 2nd cap. The man to his left, Kamani Hill, his first. The U.S. wins it in commanding fashion, 4-1. Want to remind you, Thursday night, Colorado at Houston. MLS Primetime Thursday, presented by Adidas on ESPN2, ESPN2 HD, and ESPN 360 at 9 Eastern. Coming up next, it's Baseball Tonight. For Alan Hopkins, Julie Foudy, Eric Winalda, and our entire crew, I'm Rob Stone. Have a safe weekend. U.S. wins it 4-1.